Well, good morning, friends. Welcome to my channel, JB's Crochet. I'm Amber, and today is Focus on It Friday. And really, all I have for you today is a Focus on It project, which is my mother's project, my mother's blanket. I'm several rows away from being halfway done, and so I want to work on that and get that closer to being done instead of halfway done. Single crochets are not my friends. Maybe that's my least favorite stitch. Single crochets. But I don't have any finished objects as of right now. At the recording of this video. Because I am recording it a little early. Because my husband decided he wanted to take Friday off. So I am recording this before Friday. Okay, so I am on a row with the bobbles, I think. Yes, I should be on the bobbles. Okay, so I will show you what I have done so far. It's actually not attached to any yarn at the moment, which, well, except for the first strand. I started it. I was going to go start working on the next color change, but then I was like, I'm going to take a break for a minute, put it down. So I have this color change done. This block of color is done. So now I'm going to repeat this block of color, this wide one. This one takes a little bit longer because it's a little bit wider than this one. Because you have the bones going up and down, and then you have your paw print. So this next section of color is a little bit wider. But it's fun because watching this paw print build itself up is fun, and it pushes me to do more, so hopefully I can do more. So anyway, I have my first color attached, so technically I am attached to yarn, even though it's only the slip stitch. That's it. I put the slip stitch on it, went, nope, I need to put this down and go do some adulting, take a break from it. So I'm going to pick this up. Yep, okay, I am on the right one. Okay. And I'm going to start adding these colors on. So I gotta figure this out for a second. Okay, so that is I did my chain one right in there. So hold on, my brain is like, I am like just waking up my brain for some reason. Okay, so I need a solid before I do my bobble. Okay. I do need a single crochet on the edge. And then I do my bobble. This row, y'all, is the row where I have to do single bobble, single bobble, single bobble, single bobble. So I have to make sure that I pay attention to how many, oh, coming from behind. I have to make sure that I do the correct number of single crochets in one stitch before I move on, or while I talk to you guys. I don't think this is allergies that causes my voice to do this, but it does it every morning when I try to talk. Don't know. Once I eat breakfast and stuff, I'm fine. So that's why I don't think it's allergies. I think it's just your voice waking up. I don't know that anybody ever really pays attention to it. And the only reason I have even noticed it is because of my recording videos in the morning. I never gave it one iota of a thought before I started recording videos. Ever. that it did it, really. And it may have done it all my life, you know? So, this is not the best project to talk and work on because I have to look at it. And I feel bad for not looking up at you guys. I just want to be done with this blanket. I like it. It's a beautiful blanket. I like when I laid it out and the compliments I've gotten it that I've gotten from my mom, because I sent a picture of an update to her to show her how far along I am. She's like, oh my god, that's so cute, or something. And yeah, I've showed another couple people, and they're like, oh, that's so pretty. I'm like, I know, but I just want to be done with it. It's a slow-moving blanket, that is for sure, with this single crochet rows. I think I've determined single crochets are my least favorite. Single crochets and bobbles, because they take a lot of time. I don't mind double crochet bobbles too much, but even they aren't my favorites because they just take too long and they take up a lot more yarn. I don't know. It's so strange. The most simple, one of the simplest ones, the single crochet. Not being my favorite. And I mean, this blanket is just taking so long. I wished I would have started it with a bigger stitch, but how much bigger would this blanket have turned out to be had it been a bigger stitch? Height-wise. It'd be a long blanket. I think it'd be a really long blanket. So, I don't know. But I am determined to finish this thing, and I hope I can get it done. Oh my goodness. This row takes so long. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I have to count backwards 4 stitches to make sure I get into the right one. So that way I do my bobble with the correct one. It takes a little thought to do this one. Not a ton, but it just does. It takes, I wouldn't say a lot of thought, a lot of concentration. I'm really hoping that when I bought the yarn for this, I overbought. I'm really hoping I did. I mean, I know Hobby Lobby has similar color yarn, but it's going to feel so different, and I feel like the shade's going to be off a little bit too. So, I think I overbought, but it's been so long since I bought the yarn for this, I don't remember. But I have it all in my project bag here. There's 3 there. See, I can't concentrate on this because it's literally a bobble, single crochet, bobble, single crochet, bobble. Is this gonna go from, this isn't right. Can't be. Oh, no, this one does have a color, the same color after, before and after on that first square, or first block. You call them blocks because they're not well, the paw print's a square. The rest of them are rectangles. Well, no, the black one, the heart is a square too. Oh, this can't be right. Okay, I had a quick distraction because my child decided to wake up a little early. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't know what I did wrong here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, see? This is why I concentrate. I can't concentrate on this. I don't know if you can see it. But right here, I did an extra stitch and I didn't do so I gotta back up to to this one right here, which is thankfully only a few bobbles. Wasn't paying attention. All right, so we'll pull that one out. All right, so there's a single there. Now I need to do a bobble. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how far I'm gonna get on this. Because like I said, I have to, this row in particular just takes my concentration like a lot. 3, 4. So for this next couple of stitches, you're gonna hear me counting and paying close attention to this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you know how to do singles and single crochets, you could pretty much make up a chart like this of your own and do this, because each, with this being this chart, each little square on here is a stitch. So graphs can really be simple to follow, especially if they're done where one block is a stitch. And that's essentially what this is. So like one block is a single crochet, one block, the next block is the bobble, and then the next, and like there's literally 25 stitches from the beginning of this block to the end of this block before the next one. So I'm like, you could, in theory, it really is that simple. 2, 3. If you just get your head wrapped around that, the fact that it's a single stitch per block on the chart, that's literally all you have to do, is just follow it stitch by stitch and mark it off if you have to, one stitch at a time. And just, yeah, it's really, I mean, it's really that easy. Okay, so now I'm gonna add on this caramel. I don't know which way I prefer to say it, because I say it both ways. I don't know. See, here's one of my extra blacks that's just sitting on top of all my caramel colors. Camel colors, whatever you want to call it. I have 3 cakes of this sitting in there. Because I will have 3 blocks of it. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna finish that one. Tighten my slip stitch down, tighten this down. But I want that on this side, stay on this side. Ugh. Why can't you stay tightened down? Like, this is so irritating. I just, you know what? Go to the next stitch and then tighten it down. It's the same as my other graphs that I've done before. All right, there's a single crochet there. Okay, now I can tighten that down. Good enough. I like to have all my tails on the back side, so that's what I was just doing. 2, 3, and 4. And come over here. So yeah, I mean, it's just as simple as you, and that's how you could change the height of the stitch if you wanted to. You could buy this pattern that I'm working on and change the stitch to a double crochet if you really wanted to, and you literally just replace one for one. Now it will, again, it would make it taller because you're making it with a taller stitch. So that is the only difference, is you would have to compensate for that. So it would just be a longer blanket, but it may work out faster, who knows, you know. So I think this color is called Camel. I don't know what I did with all my labels. I think I threw them away, to be honest. So there's my new color on there so far. But yeah, the beginning and end of these blocks of color, there's a line of baubles. It literally is framing the pictures in with the frame of bubbles. So once I get through these rows, I was saying the other day when I was talking about this that I feel like the other rows go a little faster per se because I'm not having to stop and do bobbles every other stitch. And so I'm able to go a little faster because doing a single crochet isn't slow going in the execution of the stitch itself. It's just slow going in the building up of using it to build up height. And so I'm like, maybe, you know what? Maybe I should make not a blanket, but maybe like a scarf or something with single crochets and bobbles as my least favorite. I don't know. I don't know what to do with my least favorite stitch. It'd be fun to do that, like figure out, again, I still don't know what my least favorite color is. Maybe brown because I'm doing this in brown, I don't know. Black. It's definitely, I don't like to use black because it is a really dark, but I don't mind using it. I can, like, when I have to do this, I just need to make sure I have enough light. That's the only difference. That's the only thing for me with black is it doesn't bother me to use it unless I have a lot of light. Unless I don't have a lot of light, you know? Like, man, this having to count backwards 4 is annoying. But seeing this blanket, there's something about seeing it work up that gets me excited to work on it and want to finish it. It's the same way with my garden flags. You know, the more I get into them, the more I build them up, the more I start to see the picture come out, the more I'm like, I want to keep going. I want to keep like, I just need it right now. I want to crochet as much as possible, get as much of it done as I can right now so I can get closer and closer to that end picture, you know? So that is what's motivating me and pushing me to finish this, is I'm excited to see this thing at its completion because it is going to look so cool. It's just going to be a labor of love. That's all it's going to be. Like, I'm excited to see this blanket done. It's going to have 5 color block rows is what I'm calling them. 5 rows of color block. Right? 1, 2, 3. No, sorry, it's gonna have less than that, or more than that. It's gonna have 3 of these total of the paw prints, with this above and below them. So this will be the last thing I do, is a color block of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's gonna be 7 rows of color block. Whew, I am just trying to get to halfway at this point. Oh, I would love to get to halfway by the end of this weekend. Because I figured out, I had the other day when I was sharing about this blanket, recently I texted a few people, 1, 2, 3, 4, a picture, my mom and a couple friends that know that I'm working on this blanket, and I said, I'm only 16 rows away from being halfway done. Halfway done, y'all. 16 rows from being halfway done. So, yeah. 16 rows is 4 days worth of work. Because I figured out if I do a minimum of 4 rows a day, and this thing's just getting bigger and bigger, so it's a lot to have on the lap. I don't know. It really hasn't been that bad of a blanket. I'm just ready to be done with it. I think it would be a little faster if it didn't have so many color. No, because the color changes really don't slow it down. Not really. Because, I mean, the color change is quite simple. I just get to the last stitch of the color from the previous block, and before I finish the stitch, with a single crochet, you insert your hook, you draw up a loop, and then you yarn over and pull through that same color that you're working on for a typical single crochet. Whereas with a color change, you insert your hook, pull up your loop, but you don't yarn over with the yarn that's on your hook. You pull a loop through. Sorry, I added too many. 1, 2, 3, yeah. I added too many stitches. I had 5 instead of 4. With the single crochet bobble, you don't need 5. But on that second, well, I guess it's the second yarn over. I'm trying to sit here and think here. So you insert your hook, you pull up your loop. Yeah, you don't yarn over until after you pull up your loop. So before you pull up the loop you yarn over and pull that through, you pull through you drop it and pull through the new color. And that finishes off your stitch. You don't change it doesn't change the color on top, because this stitch right here that's on the back, so you have 2 stitches or 2 loops. This loop that's closest to your handle is actually the V that sits on top. So this is what creates the color on top, but then the yarn that's coming out of it, like this, the loop that's coming out of the top of that V is your new color. So that's how you're able to change the color, but keep the stitch before it the same. That makes sense. Okay, so I need to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like, I could get the bobbles done quickly, it's just single crochet stitches do not build up very quickly. 2, 3, and 4. And then, you know, it does slow me down. So here, this is what I'm talking about. So I'm switching to my next dark brown color, right? Yeah. So I have the 2 loops on my hook for my last single crochet. And I'm going to find my next dark brown, which should be right. No, that was attached to there. I might have to rearrange some stuff. Alright, we're going to move that over there. These are a little tough to move because... No! Come on. This is getting loose enough that my cake is bulging out the bottom. And I'm trying to squeeze a fatter cake into a space where skeins fit into, you know. So, okay. Alright, that goes over there. Oh, I lost my, okay, I gotta finish the gonna finish this stitch real quick. There we go. Where are we at here? 25 minutes. I might get through one more block and then call it a video. Okay, come through here, please. Tail, go through there. Lots of little tails to deal with when I'm changing colors. Okay, so we do a bobble on the first stitch here. There we go. And we're off to the races. So I'm going to do 12 bobbles across here because this is, then that's the other thing, is the counts are the same all the way up. So even though I'm doing the paw print going up and like going vertically now, that paw print is going to have, or not paw print, bone. The bone is going to have 24 stitches across it. The same as the heart that was below it. So that's nice. It helps me to know that, you know, I should have 24 blocks or 24 stitches. So I am going to have a little bit of a tangled mess with yarn right now until I can get this first row attached, you know, get all my colors attached, and then I can flip my work back and forth like this and keep it basically untangled. It will be twisted on itself a bit on one turn, but then on the next turn I flip it back over and it's all straight, you know, all like none of them are twisted on each other. So sometimes I may forget which way I turn it, and so I have to hold it up and figure out, okay, which way I need to twist it. And if that doesn't get it, then there are times I've had to rearrange. And that's what I did with my brown just now, is I'm trying to keep, so what I have them like, they're sitting like this, where there's 3 behind and 2 in the front of my skeins. So what I'm trying to do is, as I come to the color, I grab it like this in order, right? So that way, when I'm done with this row with the bobbles, when I go to flip it over like this, they're going to be twisted, but they're going to be in that same order where I come back across or whatever. And so then when I go back across the bobbles, I'm going to flip back this way, and then I'm going to go, you know, go down that order again, like here, 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 and here, right? And so that's, I don't know if you need to know that, but if that makes the whole flipping thing more understandable. 2, 3, 4, and about halfway across this block ish. Yep, because I have 12 bobbles to do and I've gotten 6 done. 2, 3, 4. Y'all, I was watching a show the other day called Roswell, New Mexico, the new one. Now, I used to watch the older version of it, and I kind of want to figure out how to watch that one. I need to do some looking today. But the newer one that they did, the one that's called Roswell, New Mexico, they end it and never get back to it. And it's like, come on. It needs more. Like, it's not finished. Like, the storyline just kind of just, boop, and it leaves you hanging. It's like, come on. Like, that is not, like, the love story is not complete. The main love story between the two, between the girl and the boy. It needs completion. Because it doesn't feel like it's done. It felt like the episode, that's the last episode available to watch, was literally just, you know, I don't know, it didn't feel like it was finished. Some movies, I know they leave you hanging for a reason, because they're going to bring more stuff out. And that's the way this one felt. It felt like there was plans to go more, but because of, you know, writer strikes or something, it just never got finished or something. I don't know. That, or the seasons that did finish it weren't released yet on Netflix. I don't know. So I need to do some looking and see if maybe it was finished just budget-wise, it was done because it wasn't bringing in money, or I don't know. It was a TV series. So it was one of those weekly episode things that kept coming out every week. Okay, new color change. This feels upside down. This cake for some reason feels upside down. It looks like it's the I don't know, the side that's been sitting on the bottom forever, but it's on the top. Pull that through. Tighten this down. Pull that on that side. Do a bobble, and then we're gonna call this video done for today. And you will, I bet your bottom dollar I will be doing a lot of work on this now that I'm on this next section of block color, this next block of color. So there is over half of that row done. I still have 2 more blocks to go. So I got the camel color to put on, and then another dark brown over here. So basically this bone is going to go whoop and sit right here on this side of the paw here, just like it was on the row below it, or the first row of the paw and the bone. So you've got the bone and the heart, and then you've got paws and bones on every other row. So I definitely can't wait to get this done because it is looking so awesome. I love when the light hits it and you can see that heart. This looks so cool. Doing this and making me see it is definitely pushing me to get it done. So I am going to get off here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this crochet along with me as I worked on my mom's blanket for today on Focus on It Fridays. Yeah, so I will bring you finished objects as I have them, I guess. Maybe next week or on Sunday, who knows? You know, I just don't have anything at the moment to show you. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you have a great Friday and a great weekend if I don't see you until Sunday. Sunday, 3 p.m. Central is my live. So I'll see y'all on the next one. Later.